advantage of this opportunity to talk to you guys about what we always talk about, the housing market and the opportunities that I see that are available for those of you that are in a position that can take advantage. Um, just coming back from visiting my mom, if you guys are believers of prayer, her name is Henrietta, Mother Henrietta. She's an elder. Um, yeah, just pray for her. The Lord knows what it is. But while I was visiting, I took the opportunity to look at a different market. If you guys watched the last video I did, um, I shot over to the Mississippi southern Mississippi, in a couple of cities to look at some rental properties because a lot of you all that I speak to and a lot of folks that watch the channel always talk about the lack of opportunities and or it's not a good time to buy, you should rent. And so when I keep hearing those things, I'm like, let me go search out the land and see where there's opportunity. So with that being said, in the market that you live in the area that you live in, I have a question before I speak about these opportunities. But do you feel like, or have you actually looked at the numbers as far as where you live? Uh, is there affordable homes? When I say affordable, let's give some ranges. Do you have homes that are decent and where you would want to live uh, in the price range of, let's call it 150,000 to 200,000? Okay, I think that's very affordable today. If you're, gainfully employed, and let's say you're a single person, let's just say you have a household income of $75,000, however that's derived, gross income. So, do you have in your market homes where you would want to live, what you consider decent, between 150 and $200,000? If that's a yes, if you're watching, identify that by putting a one and the state, or better yet, we'll go state. I know some of you guys get freaked out, so we're not trying to get super hyper local because I don't know who you are, but let's go number one and state in the comment section if you have homes between 150 and $200,000, and say you have a household income of $75,000. Now, the second area that I feel like is affordable in what we would call the major metropolitan statistical areas, your bigger cities and the outlining suburbs, let's call that 200 to $300,000. Okay, so if that's you, if you're in a bigger metropolitan area, let's see here, let's shout out, if you're the Miami, Florida area in the suburbs, if you're in uh, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, um, San Antonio, Texas, Houston, Texas, and the surrounding suburbs. Let's go out west. If you're like Phoenix, Arizona, somewhere in there, those areas, are you still seeing houses between $200,000 and $300,000 that you would consider, decent homes where you would want to buy, and your household income is $75,000 or more? Okay, put a two and the state in which those homes are in. And so the reason I'm asking, can you take advantage of the opportunities for those that want to get onto the housing market, not housing market, but the housing ladder, or buy a home, is because the competition that you have is very minimal. And because of that, you have the opportunity to negotiate. And I'm not going to say, crazy prices. I haven't seen prices go back to 2019, regardless of what these gurus are telling you guys, right? And I'm driving, so if you put a comment in there, I'm not trying to ignore you, but I'm driving, taking advantage of the opportunity while we're in traffic. But prices have come down, and in a lot of areas, They're either going to be flat for the next several years or 1, maybe 2% increase. But because of that, and you're in an area where you're working and your income is catching up with the affordability, uh, uh, you get into homes as far as seller concessions. I have not seen a deal this year, really over the last 2 in seller concessions, if not more. Okay. And so to miss opportunity because you're looking or waiting on a price collapse, that's not going to come. And I challenge any of you looking, and those of you that will watch later, the naysayers, right? You guys that love to naysay and say, the sky is falling. Show us where the sky is falling. Because that narrative has been going on now for well over 5 years, 6, 7 years. And the crash is not in. And also, as I was out scouting this other market, everybody ain't broke, y'all. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of folks out working and making money that's above the area median income. And so what I'm also seeing is this: a lot of people that have purchased homes, they're not making that next purchase, that move up purchase, because rates were higher. And that, I'm not even gonna say rates. There's just a lot of trepidation because of a lot of things that are going on, right? But what I noticed with the trepidation is spending hasn't slowed down. You just A lot of folks aren't spending as far as housing is concerned until they reach that tipping point, if you will, where the rent is just in their mind. Hey, I can't see myself paying this rent. And so for all of those reasons, the opportunities are plentiful, and there's a lot of places that have very inexpensive homes that are nice. Okay. And I am a home owner advocate. On my flight back home, I met a lady. Shout out to you, Miss D, if you're watching. And I don't talk to folks. Folks be tripping nowadays. But we had a couple of gate changes in New Orleans, and they were a little confused. So I was just helping them out because I had just spoken with one of the employees of the airline that we were flying. And so anyway, we started a conversation. Here's the TLDR of the conversation. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Y'all be blessed, be good to one another. If you want to reach out, man, and see where you stand as far as getting onto the property ladder, aka buying your home, and do so with somebody like me that really cares. Link will be in the console. The link will be in the comment section. The link will be in the comment section, and probably be a little later. But if you don't see it in this video immediately, just check out one of the other videos. Go to the comment section and schedule that consultation. Indeed. Do 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 do. I turn this off. I turn it off, y'all. Get right.